So good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everybody world over. Extending a very warm welcome to the entire global fraternity, wherever you are, whichever continent, whichever country you are. Green morning, green afternoon, green evening, and a very hearty welcome to all our brothers and sisters from world over. Today is 106th webinar, Making Education Relevant. आइए शिक्षा को प्रासंगिक बनाएं. But when we are talking about the global confluence of the educators and motivators and technocrats and counselors and psychologists, wellness experts, Ayurveda experts, at the same time, we also wish to know, I hope you are keeping fine, you're taking care of your health, you're taking care of your family, your friends, your neighbors, your community, and your entire society, those are in vicinity and whom you are in touch with. So ladies and gentlemen, while extending a very hearty welcome to all our brothers and sisters, right down in Canada, where it is early morning, United States, early morning, Latin America, early morning. So we extend you all a very, very warm welcome. Then coming to the lunch time, we are there in the Europe. You all must have enjoyed your lunch. And after lunch, before go for your evening tea and coffee, we are there to share a couple of notes with you. And we are going to discuss with you education and women empowerment today. We are going to get a very distinguished guest, Dr. Paromita Chaubey. She will be joining us today. She's a consultant with the Indian University Center for Teacher Education at Varanasi. So right from Kashi, we extend her a very warm welcome. She will be joining us in a little while. So ladies and gentlemen, while extending a very warm welcome to all of you, we move on from there to Central Asia. And when I come to Central Asia, ladies and gentlemen, Uzbekistan, Kazakhstan, Turkmenistan, Kyrgyzstan, all the countries which are there in the Central Asia, we extend a very warm welcome to all of them. And from there, let's move to South Asia. And when we come to South Asia, ladies and gentlemen, we have got with all of us Bhutan, we have got Sri Lanka, we have got Nepal, we have got Maldives, we have got Afghanistan. We extend a very hearty welcome to all our brothers and sisters right from there. And then I go to the Middle East, Doha, Qatar, Oman, Abu Dhabi, Sharjah, Dubai, Kuwait, all the places where you join from. Such a pleasure to have each one of you with us. And then I'm going across India to places called ASEAN, 10 beautiful countries, 650 million population, and we have got Myanmar, Cambodia, Laos, Singapore, Malaysia, Thailand, Indonesia, Philippines, Brunei, and Vietnam, all the countries, beautiful countries, vibrant countries, wonderful people. We extend a very hearty welcome to all of you. And then I'm going across on the other side also to Bahrain. This side, let's go to Port Louis in Mauritius and Seychelles. And then let's go to Africa's continent also. People joining us from Kenya, they are joining us from Uganda, they are joining us from South Africa, they are joining us from Mozambique, they are joining from Senegal. We extend a very hearty welcome to all of you. Thank you very much for joining us for this particular webinar this evening. And those are in Australia, New Zealand, and Fiji. Let them dream about this particular program, because it's always after dinner when we go for this program for these people. So ladies and gentlemen, before we further proceed on to it, let me share a few slides with all of you, because every day we get some new participants, we get some new entrants, those come for this particular program. What is the purpose of this webinar? Why are we having this webinar? What do we achieve from this webinar? What do we want to get from this webinar? So that's the way we work on. And every day we get one distinguished guest, and we get 6 girls from different institutions across the world. They come and they share their thought process with us on women empowerment. They also talk about water conservation and Jal Sanrakshan, how to save every drop of the water, because water is very precious to all of us. So I'm showing you the globe map, and wherever you are at this point of time, from our chamber, we extend you a very hearty welcome. Thanks for joining us. This is our chamber, ladies and gentlemen. Way back in 1994, we started getting the confluence of the non-resident Indians. There are more than 30 million non-resident Indians world over in different countries across the globe. They are in different continents. Either they are working for someone or they have created a work over there for others, and they're doing wonderful job. And please, let's respect them, salute them, regard them, compliment them, because last year in 2019, India got the highest FDI, foreign direct investment from abroad. And when we talk about the FDI, non-resident Indians, they play a very important role. Monday to Friday, 7 to 8 p.m., all of us, we come together, making education relevant. And every Saturday evening, we come for Ayurveda for the global wellness. During this lockdown, ladies and gentlemen, thought processes are affected, business is affected, physical and mental health is affected. Main part of the universe is education is deeply affected. But well, we all got to overcome that, because in India we believe Vasudev Kutumbakam. And when we talk about Vasudev Kutumbakam, that means one world, one love, one family. All of us, we are family. All of us, we are together. All of us, your pleasure is our pleasure. Your pain is our pain. That's the way we think about it. It is a Vasudev Kutumbakam, and that's the way we believe in. Heartiest congratulations and jubilations and celebrations and congratulations to the Honorable Prime Minister of India, Shri Narendra Modi ji, who has done a commendable work, and Dr. Ramesh Pokhriyal Nishank ji, the Education Minister of India, and the entire cabinet, and all the stakeholders, those are with the education fraternity and education system, whether school education, higher education, technical education, vocational education, skills, competencies, and technocrats. We would like to compliment each one of you, because the new education policy which is coming in India, it's going to bring a flip, is going to have a leapfrog strategy, and India is going to have a quantum jump, and Indians are going to go wonders, and they are going to rock the world, and Punaha Bharat will become the Vishwa Guru. That's the way we have to work on to, because 6th onward, now the children will have coding, the vocationals have come, skills have come, internship have come, and at the same time, now there is no compartments like arts, commerce, science, and everything and all that. Now everything is one. That means all of us, we are one family. All of us, we are together. Whether we are from the arts, or we are from the science, or we are from the commerce, we all got to grow together. And people, those are in science, they can take music. And those are in commerce, they can take fashion designing. Asha Bhosle ji, the great singer of India, the other day she complimented the government of India and the Honorable Prime Minister for the new education policy, where music is going to be the part, the buzzword. And people, those enjoy music, let me share with you, music therapy, music nodes, music plays a very important role in our life. If you enjoy music, if you listen to music, because of course, gamification in education is coming, creativity is coming, collaboration is coming, innovative strategies are coming, cognitive, skills and couple of things are coming. But at the same time, when you have got a logical thinking, analytical thinking, critical thinking, all that is coming up in a very big way. Our chamber, ICSI, International Chamber for Service Industry, from morning 9 o'clock till evening 9 o'clock, 12 hours every day, we give a non-stop service to the entire world. Wherever educators need our support, wherever children need our support, wherever youth need our support, whether it has to be train the trainers, or it has to be filling the skills gaps, or it is to be providing the competencies, or anything to be done, we go across the entire globe, and we are so happy. We are touching right up to Mongolia, and on the other side, when I go to the Latin America, we are touching Mexico, we are touching Costa Rica, Brazil, and we are going to Venezuela, we are coming to Costa Rica, we are coming down below to Chile and Argentina. All the countries over there is such a beautiful. And when we talk about Canada, we are touching the eastern part, we are touching the western part, we are touching the central part, and same thing goes for the United States also. Whether you are towards the downtown Ontario, or you are in the British Columbia, Surrey side, in the Vancouver, we are touching both the shores. Whether you are in New York, or you are touching in Los Angeles, California, we are touching both the shores. So our chamber is reaching out the teachers. Women empowerment is very, very important. Why it is important? Because if you educate a male member, you educate individual. But when you educate a girl child, you educate the entire family, and you educate next 6 generations. because she is going to be a mother, she's going to be a daughter-in-law, she's going to further take the progeny, and she's going to take the family, and she's going to have a subsequent generation, everybody being empowered. And girls are doing wonderful. I'm proud of all the girls across the country. Whatever wonders they are doing on this planet is something is remarkable, remarkable. Jal hi jeevan hai. Why we are talking about this? Because this particular series, ladies and gentlemen, during this corona or no corona, pandemic or no pandemic, come on, forget about all this. When you are mentally strong, your body will follow. You've got to be mentally strong. You've got to be mentally robust. And that is the thing which is being taught to us in the armed forces. When you join, they say you've got to be mentally strong. There's a gentleman called Tim Grover. When we meet him in United States, he's a coach for Michael Jordan. And he says, we devote and we dedicate 99% time of ours in the gym on our body. If we devote only 10% on our mind and make mental faculty robust, no, I want to say all immunities will come and you will become so strong you can't imagine. Now, ladies and gentlemen, when we started this series on 5th of June, it's very important for us to understand it's a World Environment Day by the United Nations. Now, all the research which is coming from the world over and our chamber from across 150 countries, when we are getting the inputs, we got the inputs from there that the next misunderstanding and the next problem world over when we talk about, that's going to be on the water crisis. That's going to be on water misunderstanding, and that's going to be water scarcity. So at present, children are at home. They are with their parents. I would request every child, please, please, I know you're very good at mobile phone. Nobody knows the technology better than. Come on, give this technology to your parents also. Take out the best of apps which are there on the water saving. And today in the chat box, I would request all the participants, and those are coming on the Facebook also, please share with us the apps which are related to water saving. Let us pool all the apps which are on water saving, how we can save every drop of the water. So ladies and gentlemen, there is nothing. We learn from our kids. I learn from my daughter. I learn from my son. They are my teachers. And if I'm humble that way, I'll pick up the best. But if I remain in my ego, that look, I am 70 years old and I have seen the world and my these hair, they have not turned gray, just like that, hardly any hair are there, but whatever is left over, I just wish to share with all of you. I will say age has got no criteria. Biological age has got no criteria now. Technology, speed, and adaptation, and taking out the best of information for yourself, whatever you need. So today, the strategy is going to be all of us in the chat box, as well as in the Facebook, all of us, we are going to share with each other how to save every drop of the water, and you are going to share the apps related to water saving. And whosoever tells or whosoever gives the best app to us, we will go through, my team will go through. Tomorrow we will announce your name and you will get a special certificate of participation from International Chamber for Service Industry, giving the best strategy to save water in the best app to us. Jal hi jeevan hai. Jal sanrakshan is very important. Water conservation is very, very important. Then comes Saturday morning. Monday to Friday, I have already discussed with you. Monday to Friday, we are talking about education, making education relevant. But we got to make education relevant on Saturday, Sunday also. Okay. It comes Saturday morning, 9:30 a.m. onwards. 500 million plus people world over. Buddham Saranam Gacchami. These 500 million plus people world over, it gives me so much of peace inside when I recite this. Similar way, there are so many mantras which we get from Upanishad, which we get from Srimad Bhagavad Gita, and we get from the other epics, whatever we have got and whatever we believe in. So ladies and gentlemen, Saturday morning, Venerable Dr. Dhammapiya ji who is the Secretary General, International Buddhist Confederation. He brings international speakers to us. Last week, we had 3 celebrities, one from Australia, one from Singapore, other one was from Indonesia. Like that, we keep getting the people from world over. They come and they share their expertise. And why Buddhism? We talk about what did Lord Buddha say and what is the relevance of Lord Buddha's teachings in today's education system. So, ladies and gentlemen, those of us are interested. There are a lot of videos available. There's a serial also of 62 episodes. I enjoyed thoroughly. It was wonderful. And then comes Saturday evening. Like today is Tuesday evening, Saturday evening, Monday to Friday education, like we are talking today. But Saturday we talk about yoga, meditation, naturopathy, nutrition, organic, how to remain happy, music therapy, and gamification, and thinking positive, talking positive, walking positive, and thinking good about others, spreading happiness, laughter all the time, celebrations and jubilations, making the life celebration. Every day should be a happy day. Every moment should be a happy day. So Saturday evening, we all talk about Ayurveda for the global wellness because we want world over, everybody got to be happy. Then comes Sunday. Now, I'm very unhappy with the people. Those say Sunday should be a holiday. Why it should be a holiday? Why? Who are the people who told Sunday should be a holiday? Let me talk to them. I'm going to talk something very practical. Sunday morning, don't you go to toilet? This Sunday, nobody will go to toilet. Let me see. You got to hold it whole day. Nobody will go to toilet whole day. Okay? You will not get breakfast also. You will not get lunch also. You will not get dinner also. Nobody will get anything. Let me see. And Sunday, you will not breathe. You will not take oxygen. Let me see. Sunday is a holiday. Give breath also your holiday. Give other things also holiday. Why you want to enjoy holiday? So ladies and gentlemen, the people who declared it, Sunday is a holiday, I personally feel Sunday is one of the most important day in the week. Whatever is your backlog, make best use of it. Monday to Friday, I organize only one webinar. Saturday, the weekend, I organize 2 webinars. And come Sunday, I organize 3 webinars. So thereby you got to understand Sunday is more important. You got to be making best use of your Sunday. Kindly think from that perspective and that point of view. And every Sunday, we bring Professor Satyendra Dhiman all the way from the Woodbury University from California, from the United States, and he talks with us about India's epics, India's Vedas, India's Upanishad. We just finished with Srimad Bhagavad Gita, all the 18 chapters, and now we have gone Vidya se Adhyatam Vidya ki aur. Let's move ahead. Then comes Sunday evening, 5 p.m. Tung Tung Indian Standard Time. And when we talk about 5 p.m., we take you to ASEAN. 650 million people, 10 different countries, fastest growing economy, and Vietnam doing so well. Go to Ho Chi Minh City, go and see Hanoi, go and see other places. Come to Kuala Lumpur, come to Singapore, come to Bangkok, come to Myanmar, come to Cambodia, Laos, all the places. And Sunday evening, micro, small, and medium enterprise when we talk about. What is that? Micro, small, and medium enterprise plays very important role for us, ladies and gentlemen, on Sunday evening, because this is one sector, your startup, your stand-up, anything you want to start at your own, small business, micro business, and when you talk about medium business. So micro, small, medium enterprise, when we talk about, this is a separate ministry and they're doing wonderful. So every Sunday evening, 7 p.m., we bring you lots of deliberations on how to start up your own business, what Amazon is doing, what Netflix is doing, what Google is doing, what Microsoft is doing, what McDonald's burgers are doing. And what others are doing in the industry. So micro, small and medium, all we talk on Sunday evening at 7 p.m. So ladies and gentlemen, this is the complete profile and encyclopedia of the whole programs of ICSI, International Chamber for Service Industry, what we are doing, youth empowerment, women empowerment, digital education, creative school education, innovative higher education, practical vocational education, skills and enterprise, and entrepreneurship, moral and value-based education, एंशियंट वैदिक एजुकेशन, जहां डाल डाल पर सोने की चिड़िया करती है बसेरा, वो भारत देश है मेरा. So that is the way we talk about, and of course women empowerment and women education, that is very important. This is the last slide before I introduce my today's warriors and today's my dignitaries and my people, those have joined us. Before we come on to that, ladies and gentlemen, whatsoever human mind can conceive and believe, from today onwards, those are meeting us either on the Facebook or those are coming live on the webinar, bring more and more friends, spread the happiness, spread the fragrance, tell your friends to open their watch parties, come on Dr. Gulshan Sharma's page on the Facebook and tell them more and more people, because like the fragrance, like the perfume is to be spread, the knowledge is to be spread, knowledge is to be shared. And whatsoever intellectual capital we all have got, we should share with others. It's very, very important, which we all have to understand. So, there's a beautiful saying, whatsoever human mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve. So, any one of you, and each one of you, there is so much of power within you, you do not know. That power you have to utilize. You have to unleash your power. You have to take out your power. You have to take out your talent. There's so much of talent inside you. Take out the talent. And whenever Shah Rukh Khan stands before the camera, he says only one thing: I don't have competition with anybody in this world. I've got competition with myself. So ladies and gentlemen, from today, people, those are watching this particular program, you all are wonderful people on this planet. You are the wonderful souls on this planet, and you are the best on this planet. Start believing, start thinking, and you will achieve anything on this planet. Let's come together. Let's make education relevant. It's a global confluence of educators, of motivators, of technocrats and counselors world over. International Chamber for Service Industry extends you a very warm welcome. Should you wish to come as a panelist, or you want to come and give any suggestion, you want to talk about water management, water strategies, or you want to talk about women empowerment, you're more than welcome. You can send a WhatsApp also, and we have given the email innovation@icsi.asia. Every evening we get 6 girls with us. Today Rashmi is there, Shraddha is there, Deepika is there, Swastika is there, and Chinmay is there, and Ahana is there. They all have joined us this evening from the different parts of the world. We extend them a very hearty welcome. They will share their views with us, and at the same time, we are also extending a very hearty welcome to the lady and the guest of the evening. Ladies and gentlemen, we are being joined by the lady all the way from a beautiful city called Varanasi, and that's a Kashi, because that's Lord Shiva's Nagri. So Dr. Paromita Chaubey, consultant, Inter-University Center for Teacher Education, Varanasi. We extend her a very hearty welcome. Dr. Paromita Chaubey, she has wished to be a teacher, educator, or nothing else, with an intention to contribute substantially to the field of education empowerment. She has given her significant contribution in different academic activities like teaching, M.Ed, B.Ed, students, capacity building programs for teachers. Besides that, she has also developed self-learning material for various reputed organizations. She has more than a dozen publications in reputed journals. Her areas of interest are teacher education, women education, gender studies, educational planning, management, and education technology. Ladies and gentlemen, she has an experience of 5 years in higher education, associated with Inner University Center for Teacher Education, that is Inter-University Center for Teacher Education, Varanasi as a research associate, and she has represented the organization at various platforms. We extend a very hearty welcome to all the 6 wonderful children, and at the same time, Dr. Paromita Chaubey also. With these words, ladies and gentlemen, let me bring all my dignitaries right at the center stage this evening for this particular webinar. So, ladies and gentlemen, here comes our distinguished guest. A very hearty welcome to you. A very warm welcome to you, ma'am. A pleasure to have you with us. Thank you very much for joining us. And the audience is yours, the forum is yours, and you can take on your vision. You can share whatever related to education, because the theme is making education relevant. Under that, everything related to education comes. With these words, I hand you over to Dr. Paromita Chaubey.
Good evening, Dr. Gulshan. I'm really... Thank you, sir.
Pleasure to have you with us, ma'am. Please go ahead.
I'm really thankful to our director, Dr. B.K. Tripathi, sir, from IUCTE, for giving me this opportunity to represent my institution in this platform. I'm really thankful to ICSI for conducting such interesting webinars. You're working in the field of education and creating awareness in almost all sectors related to education. That is an incredible task. Thank you. Thank you so much. Our institution, IUCTE, Inter-University Center for Teacher Education, is an autonomous institution of UGC, and our mandate is quality teachers and quality education in higher education sector, and we are working tirelessly for improving the quality of higher education as well as teachers who are engaged in higher education sector. So let me share my screen. I'm not getting the option right now.
You have got the option, ma'am. You can go ahead.
All right.
Yeah, ma'am. It's a pleasure to have you from Kashi, all the way from Varanasi.
Thank you, sir. Right. The topic for my today's deliberation is education and women empowerment. So it's a topic that is of interest, and this is a very burning topic which is being discussed in almost, I think, across the world, across the globe. And I'll be starting and I'll be dealing with the basic components related to women empowerment. As I know that people from all across the globe are participating in this webinar. So I won't be going into very much technicalities of women empowerment, but I would cover almost all aspects that would give a very detailed description of what is women empowerment and how education is helpful as a catering tool for women empowerment. So let us first understand what is women empowerment. Women empowerment refers to the process of increasing women's access to control over the strategic life choices that affect them and access to the opportunities that allow them fully to realize their capacities. Women empowerment as an economic, political, and socio-cultural process challenges the system of sexual stratification that has resulted in women's subordination and marginalization in order to improve women's quality of life. Now, history has proven that if you educate a man, you educate an individual, but if you educate a woman, you educate a nation. educating a woman brings about self-esteem and confidence, it also promotes active participation in the society. Women need to be more involved in the education policy decision-making process. So if we consider our country, for say India, each Indian citizen is given certain basic rights, right? The structure of a nation doesn't discriminate between male and the female, but our society has destitute the women of certain rights which were bestowed upon them by our constitution. Due to such current situation, it was needed to make women free from all the fetters and to empower them as well. This is nothing but empowerment of women. Women empowerment is not limited to only the Indian society. If we deliberate the global aspect in this regard, we see that women are being given equal treatment in developed nations. In fact, if we take a recollection of history, we come to know that women have always been given a secondary position in the society. But the difference between men and women created by the nature is but natural. Both are equal. The nature has created them as equal. The society only discriminates, right? It is education through which we realize this fact. Now, when American women realized this, that there was a discrimination among the male and the female, they opposed this unfairness, which was met out to them by a way of a huge movement. So there were a lot of women empowerment and women rights movement in America, through which they asked for the equal rights. So authors, female feminist authors like Simone de Beauvoir and Mary Wollstonecraft, they were the emerging authors who wrote about the subjugation of women, how women were treated and mistreated, unequally treated in the American society. For eliminating this injustice, the United Nations organization framed an agreement which is called as the Convention on the Elimination of All Forms of Discrimination Against Women, which further led to the formation of Women Commission. So world conferences on women, which were held by United Nations, the first one was held at the Mexico City in the year 1975. The second World Conference on Women was held at Copenhagen in 1980. The third World Conference on Women was held in Nairobi in 1985. And the fourth World Conference on Women, which is the most talked about because it comprehensively dealt with all issues of women rights and women empowerment. It was held in Beijing in China in 1995. The Beijing Declaration and Platform for Action is widely known as the most progressive blueprint for the women rights, because it was a very comprehensive framework and it dealt with 12 main areas, which included women and the environment, women in power and decision making, the girl child, women and the economy, women and poverty, violence against women, human rights of women, education of women, institutional mechanisms for the advancement of women, women and health, women and the media, women and armed conflict. So you could understand that they have dealt with each and every aspect of women empowerment. So common perceptions, let us understand, which constitutes empowerment. If we say that empowerment at individual level and household level, what it can constitute of? It will mean if we say that women empowerment at an individual or an interpersonal level, so it will relate to the extent to which men share women's domestic duties and responsibilities, extent to which women can take control over reproductive functions and decides about family size. Because we all know that in many of the countries, even in our country, women do not have their say in deciding the number of their children. So if she is able to take control and she is having that autocracy of taking the right and the decision regarding her family size, that would be considered as an interpersonal level, she is empowered. Extent to which a woman decides where the income she earns will be spent. We have seen in many households, the husband decides that where to save or where to invest the money. The women, although she is working day and night, but she doesn't have that say in the household. So if a woman has earned education and she has she will definitely have that where they invest the money, they should save the money for their children's education or maybe for her own needs. Next aspect is the ability to prevent from violence. This also constitutes the interpersonal or individual or household level empowerment, we can say. Sense of self-worth, pride, satisfaction, and control over life. Self-confidence and self-esteem, definitely. These are the aspects of the interpersonal empowerment. If we say empowerment at the community level, what it would consist of? Community level empowerment refers to the existence of women's organizations, that the women have a better representations in the society. They have organizations which are functioning for women education, women rights, who are supporting women when they need, like in the cases of violence, domestic violence, or such type of activities. Women's ability to collect, to discuss and inform opinions, increased number of women leaders at the village, district and national level. Definitely, if we have a better representation at the different levels, like the village level or in the municipality or at the national level, it would definitely represent that at the community level, women are getting more and more empowered. Involvement of women in the design, development, and application of technology. Participation in community programs, productive enterprises, politics, and arts. Involvement of women in non-traditional tasks, increased training programs for women, exercising her legal rights when it is necessary. Now, at the national level, women empowerment constitutes of awareness of political rights and social position, integration of women in the general national development plan, existence of women's networks and publications. So, in a nutshell, I've explained you the various dimensions of empowerment, how it constitutes at the interpersonal level, at the societal level, as well as the national level. So, let us now understand now that how education and women empowerment are interlinked. Now, for education to be equalizing, it must ease restrictions on women's life, chances, and increase the opportunities available to them. The importance of education is promoting and sustaining both individual and national development is well known. Everybody knows about it. But not only it is considered as a basic human right, but it is also acknowledged to influence a variety of individual, social, economic, and life outcomes. Education is also considered as a vehicle in promoting gender equality in various outcomes. An educated, liberal, independent, and professionally successful women can shape generations. Only a society that educates and empowers its women can become an advanced society. Education is a women's birthright, and it is high time we start acknowledging that when a girl is educated, progress is made. So, if we talk about in Indian context, it is not something that women empowerment is a very new term. Women in our ancient Vedic period, they were very empowered. We had scholars like Gargi, Maitreya, who used to participate in the debates. Women, by their families, were given the right to choose their life partners. We have examples from Ramayana and Mahabharata where swambars were arranged and the girl was given all the right to choose her life partner. So women in Vedic society had got a lot of high status. Even during some worship, like the worship of fire, it is always the fire god Agni, before his name Swaha comes. If at every when this worship is being done of fire god in our Indian context, Swaha is said, because before Agni we have to take the name of Swaha. So we could say that women were given a more higher status during the ancient Vedic period. Later on, even if we say during the Chandragupta period, the wife of Chandragupta Maurya, she was an administrator. We could have examples of women like Lakshmi Bai, who were very empowered, who fought for her own kingdom. So it's not that women were subjugated, but later on, with the passage of time, during the latter medieval period, and later on when this evil practices of sati pratha and child marriage came, the situation of women started deteriorating. And we had social activists like Raja Ram Mohan Roy, Ishwar Chandra Vidyasagar, and many social reformers who came forward to help the women. So let us understand how education is a tool of women empowerment. Firstly, education liberates. Education liberates the mind and it opens up to places, people, and possibilities we would have never thought of otherwise. Education offers independence. As education opens up doors to a new enlightened world, it enables women to make their own life choices. We have so many good examples that women are working in, I think, it every field, from as women are drivers, astronauts, they are driving rail trains. So I think we have so many good examples that if women are properly educated, they could shine in every profession. Education is the key to understanding the difference between the right and wrong, standing up against oppression and gender discrimination, and making correct choices and right. Also, education helps in eradicating social evils. And intellectual and enlightened women will actively participate in the fight against dowry, sexual harassment, objectification, misogyny, and patriarchy. Obviously, financial independence is one of the most important factors. The 21st century's liberated and emancipated women is breaking the glass ceiling and finding her own place in the society. Better health education promotes better health of women and her family. A woman who is learned, who is educated, could take care of herself and her family in a better way. And it would indeed help in reducing the infant mortality rates in our country. So let us understand about some of the government initiatives. The government of India has been taking care of women education and women empowerment. And there are a lot of government initiatives that have started, like we already have the right to education, Beti Padhao, Beti Bachao, Sukanya Samriddhi Yojana, and there are plenty of scholarships for women in higher education and research. So I think I have covered all the aspects related to education and women empowerment. And thank you for listening to me so patiently. Thank you.
Now, ma'am, let's take uh, let's take for certain points. Kindly give us little more insight about the inter-university, this teacher education, what you have got the center. Basically, now for women empowerment, are you doing something over there at the inter-university center for teacher education?
Yes, definitely.
Okay.
We are working towards quality teachers in higher education, and that is a very inclusive policy that holds both the male and female teachers. We are working towards digital literacy of teachers, as during the pandemic, we all have faced this crisis situation. So it's a dire need that the female she should have hands-on training of technology. So we are in a process of working more. We are working on framing some frameworks that would help the teachers to empower them digitally as well. So there are lots of initiatives and everything is addressed. We are working equally towards the male and the female. And I feel that as we have in ancient India, हमारे भारत में अर्धनारीश्वर की परिकल्पना थी. तो male and female both are equal and दोनों को जोड़ के ही एक पूरी एक संरचना का निर्माण होता है. So I think that is my verdict and that is my understanding of the concept of women empowerment. I don't believe that कि male को हटा के women empowerment होगा. हम लोग दोनों को लेके चलेंगे और एक better society निर्माण करने के बारे में सोचेंगे.
Wonderful, wonderful. Ma'am, we want to make optimum use of your visit and your interaction, today, because it's a very important subject which we have taken.
Right.
Now, your doctorate was dedicated to which area, ma'am? Your doctorate?
My PhD was in the field of education, but I exclusively worked in the area of women empowerment through higher education.
Through higher education. Okay.
Right.
Wonderful. And before that, when you talk about your graduation, was it more towards arts, commerce, or science?
It was in English literature, as well as I did my master degree in sociology.
Okay. So
Yeah.
let's make little more use of your expertise and all that. What would you like to convey to the younger generation, particularly our children today? Because during this particular pandemic, the kids are having psychological issues also, traumatic also. They are confined at home also at this point of time. They're not in a position to go to schools, colleges, institutions. They are with their parents. And the other day, it was something very interesting that I met a group of about 250 principals from Delhi. So all the ladies, they were laughing. I said, what exactly happened? So they told, now we are not principal. I said, how come? They said, no, 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 no. Now we are not principal. Our teachers are teaching and the parents are principal because they are observing how the teacher is teaching and
Wonderful.
what exactly is going on. So it is a beautiful to listen to all of them. So what would you like to tell to the younger generation, particularly at this point of time? What would you like to tell them, ma'am, from your side? Because you had a sociology also, you had education, the PhD part also. So we would like to make best use of your interaction and visit today with us.
Definitely, sir. What my suggestion for the youngsters right now is, see, guys, this is the best time. You're not going to schools, sitting back at home with your family. Firstly, this is an opportunity. Don't take it as a troubling time. Instead of taking it as a troubling time, take it as an opportunity and learn from your grandparents, your parents. Ask them what they used to do during their school days. You could learn an art from them. Maybe your father is a good carom board player. Maybe your mother is a very good painter. Your grandfather might be a good musician. You have never had so much of time to interact with them. That is the first thing. I think this is the time that everybody is undergoing through anxiety and depression. So I think youngsters should come forward and they should engage their entire family, and they should have some happy hours with their family. Start doing yoga and meditation. Many of the grandparents are very lazy. Push them. Chaliye, Dadaji, let's go to the terrace. Let's do some yoga. Let's do some walk. So you get to inspire. You start inspiring your parents. You start inspiring your grandparents. Second thing, I think this digital thing has taken away the concept of book reading. This is a great time to indulge in these hobbies. You have such great authors from, if you'd say from India, we have Premchand, we have Ruskin Bond, we have good authors from American literature. Read, and I think reading is the best thing. I have read somewhere, a German author said that instead, reading is something like you are doing sitting at home and you're traveling the entire world. Right? So this is the best time to indulge in a hobby like book reading. And besides that, there are a lot of things to learn. Start experimenting with something. You have digital technology with you. Learn some art from YouTube. So I think this is the best opportunity when the schools will reopen. Your teachers will find the student has changed entirely. You will have a lot of confidence from inside when you start interacting and learning new things from your grandparents, from your parents, reading books, experimenting with your hobbies. So you won't feel that this 24 hours, you will start feeling ये तो बहुत ज़्यादा कम समय हो गया 24 hours. अब मैं और क्या कर सकता? You won't feel the need of watching movies or binge watching Netflix. There are a lot of things to do. I think we were the 90s kids, and we used to play a lot of outdoor games. Nowadays, my kids are also not doing all the time. They are engaged with phone. So I have developed this habit of reading. I start reading with them during the afternoon. We have a reading session, and I take an objective test at the end of a week to ensure that they have read it properly or not. So these were some of my tips that I like to share with the audience.
Wonderful, wonderful. We have got 6 youngsters with us today, ma'am, under the Women Empowerment.
Right.
And these kids are going to talk about water saving. Because one of the theme what we have taken over here in this webinar, when we say making education relevant, so first of all, whatever is there in the education, that should be applicable to our day-to-day life. It should not be theoretical. That is one.
Definitely.
And the second part is that water crisis, water conservation, water scarcity, all these problems are there. And globally, there is going to be a lot of misunderstanding if we do not take care of it. So thereby, the agenda what we have taken, because we started this webinar series on 5th of June, that's on the World Environment. Yeah.
Yes.
So we have taken water saving, Jal Sanrakshan, Jal Hi Jeevan hai, Jal Hi Kal hai, sab kuch usko leke chale hain. So we have got 6 young girls. Let us listen to them for 2 minutes each, and thereafter we'll have a final word from your side, and then we will close the webinar.
Yes.
So let
Please
me
proceed.
start with the Shraddha. Good evening, Shraddha. How are you, beta? Shraddha, Shraddha, good
Yeah.
evening. Good
Good
evening.
evening. Yeah,
How
very warm good evening,
are you,
sir.
beta? How are you?
I'm fine.
Everybody is fine at your place?
Yeah, everything is fine. Today
Okay.
is lockdown in Purulia. Like every week we have 3 days of lockdown. So like
Okay,
today
don't
is
worry.
the lockdown.
Don't worry. It's a part of it, and we all should take care of it the best possible way. Take care of your health, take care of your family members' health, take care of your community people' health, because if you are fine, the world is fine. That is the way we have to look into. So today, what would you like to share with the entire world, beta? What would you
Yeah,
like?
like yeah. Like I'm starting with water conservation.
Okay.
Let me start the chat. Okay. I have listed out four ways of water conservation. So the
Please go ahead.
first way is we can use, yeah. So the first way is for farmers. Like we can use drip irrigation system. It helps, like it directly delivers water droplets to the plant root, and this reduces the evaporation that happens due to spray watering system. So like this is very helpful for the farmers. They can adopt this system. And another is rational use of groundwater. The demand of groundwater has been increasing immensely. So like and the refiltration process is very slow for groundwater. So there should be a proportionate use of groundwater with respect to its recharging capacity. And another one is my favorite. It is a rainwater harvesting system. Everybody should install and develop rainwater harvesting system in their house. In South, I have seen people adopting this system, but I would encourage everyone else to do so. This not only reduces the dependency in fresh water, but it also helps in recharging the groundwater. The another point is like it's very important for people like us who live in urban areas. The demand of water in urban areas is increasing due to urbanization, and sadly there is no provision for it for the treatment of wastewater. So like let's not like take water for granted. It's high time for us to take an initiative to save water. Like it is very important for us to save water.
Very good. Very good. Thank you very much for all your valuable suggestions, right? Starting from agriculture. God bless you, child. Stay safe, stay healthy. Swastika.
Thank you.
Swastika, good evening. Good evening, Swastika. Oh, she's not coming. Ahana. Ahana, good evening.
Good
Good
evening, sir.
evening, sir.
Ah,
Hello.
Swastika has come. Okay. Okay, Swastika. Good evening. How are you, child?
Good evening, sir. I'm good, sir.
So, how is everything happening at your hometown?
Sir, everything is good.
Okay, your parents, your neighbors, everybody is fine?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you're taking care of everybody or they're taking care of you?
Yes, sir. Everybody.
Okay. Okay, Swastika, what would you like to tell and what would you like to share, child?
Sir, water conservation I'll start with.
Yeah, please go ahead.
Can anyone live without water? No, of course not. Water is a priceless gift for humanity by nature. Life is possible on earth due to water. We need water to fulfill all the basic activities like drinking, cooking, eating, etc. Water conservation is the practice of using water efficiently to reduce unnecessary water usage. It should begin from home. We should fix the daily minimum requirement for water usage and install a meter for the same to ensure that we do not cross it. We should also use low shower heads and do not ignore fixing of leaks as some essential things. Dishes and laundry water can be used again for irrigation. Rainwater harvesting is also gaining popularity. It starts with small steps. So think of water conservation as a responsibility and not as some favor one is doing. At last, I will say conserve water and conserve life. Thank you.
Conserve water and conserve life. Wow, that's great. Thank you, Swastika.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Can we request Ahana to come now? Ahana,
Good evening, sir.
good evening, my child. How are you?
I'm fine, sir.
Yes, Ahana. How is everybody at home?
Everybody's fine, sir.
Very good. So, what would Ahana like to share with everybody this evening?
I would like to share methods of water conservation at our home
Okay.
because we, as the residential area, consumes the most water. So I would like to share that.
Yes, please go ahead.
So, firstly, I would agree with Swastika that we should install a water meter
Mhm.
because water meter records the amount of water passing through the main supplies and directly into your house. And we all want to live in our budget, so we'll be more aware of how much water we are using, and the more water we use, the more we have to pay, so we'll be more aware. Second point will be that we should install water aerators and automatic shutdown devices in our taps because they control the water flow through the tap, and in such they help in saving the water.
Mhm.
Third one will be reducing water wastage in whole
Mhm.
by replacing water consuming machineries by energy saving and water conserving machineries like the automatic washing machine. We use it because it's more convenient for us, but it consumes more water, it consumes more time, it consumes more electricity. Whereas the semi-automatic washing machine does the same work, but we have control over the amount of water we are giving in or the amount of electricity that is used. Fourthly, when this is for gardeners who love gardening and who love lawn, uh, do not water your garden or lawn every other hour. I have seen people who have been doing that twice or thrice a day. Don't do that. If the grass can't take so much, use water carefully. Fifth point will be that when we are using the toilet, we don't use it as an ashtray or a garbage disposal. We flush everything through the toilet, but we shouldn't. Not all things are similar, and not all things are very friendly with the water. Uh, my last point will be we should practice water audit. Water auditing is a method of quantifying water flows and quantity of simple and complex systems. There is a very good app that is e-water footprint. You can use that app to estimate your average water consumption by giving inputs of how many hours you're spending in the shower or how many hours you're spending in the dishwasher, and it will give you an average estimate. That way you can recommend yourself the best water usage plan and avoid unnecessary water consumption.
Thank you very much, Ahana. Today, children are so smart. You speak so well. You speak so confidently. And everybody is going to be very careful. Don't bring water in your lawn again and again. That's lovely. That's lovely. It's so
Thank you,
beautiful,
sir.
child. God bless you, beta. Rashmi, good evening. How are you?
Good evening, sir. I'm fine. How
How
are
are you,
you?
beta? How is everybody?
Yeah, all good, sir.
Okay, good. What does Rashmi want to tell today? Come on, let's share.
So, yeah, first of all, I'll introduce myself. My name is Rashmi and I'm from Tamil Nadu. So,
Oh,
today I'm here to share my thoughts and views about water conservation and also women empowerment too. So,
okay.
we all know the fact that 3/4 of our planet is covered by water, but still only 1% is used for drinking purpose. So, from this, let us feel why water conservation is most important in this point. So, according to me, I'm going to mention some easy steps which can be followed by even a small kid because the younger generation is important now.
Mhm.
So, recycling the water also contributes a lot in water conservation. For example, after using the water for washing vegetables and fruits, we can use the same water to water the plants. So there is no wrong in it. Yeah. So try to reuse the rainwater also, for example, for washing the car. It may be a little dirty, but it's nothing wrong in it.
Very
Yeah.
good.
Right.
Using adequate water is appreciable, and avoid water leakage. So turn off the faucets. These are the simple ways, and if a person can't do this, just keep the land by not polluting it. This would be a great help. So save water and it will save you.
Save water and it will save you.
Yeah.
Wow, great from Tamil Nadu. How is Rajnikantji?
Yeah, he's fine.
Because when you think about Tamil Nadu, you always
Yeah.
think Rajnikantji. That is something very good. When I think about Bangalore, I think about Vish Karnadji, and
Yeah.
I think about, oh, how is the health of that SP Balasubramaniam ji? I hope he is fine.
Yeah, he's good.
Okay, good, very good,
Yeah.
very. So what do we say in Tamil Nadu? Namaskaran is in Malayalam. Vanakkam, vanakkam,
Vanakkam. Vanakkam.
vanakkam. So
Yeah.
vanakkam. That's very good, very good.
It's good to hear Tamil from you.
Yeah, yes, it's good. Oh, I
Yeah.
know a little more. Yanna, Randa, Nala, Pura, like that. 1, 2, 3, 4, like that also. Little bit I know, little bit. I've got some friends over there. It's a beautiful place, and Chennai, Mamallapuram, and Tanjeshwar, and Rameshwaram. So many places, and wonderful places. You know what we have got. God bless. And Kanyakumari. The last trip when we go over there. That's again from Tamil Nadu when we go a little down. And there's one place, Kutyalam. Kutyalam. Do you know the place? I may not
It's
be
Kutralam. It's nearby my town. Yeah.
Kutyalam.
Like 50
And
kilometers.
when you stand under that water, the mineral water which comes from the top. See, I know so much. And then Sadhguruji, that Coimbatore.
Yeah.
And then Madurai temples. Okay, let me just go ahead. Thank you, child. God bless
Thank you, sir.
God bless you, because you came 2 days. That's why I gave you a little more time, because you tried.
Yeah.
It was internet was not working.
Thank you for this wonderful opportunity.
God bless you, beta. God bless you in regards to your family. Okay, let me get Deepika. Deepika, good evening.
Good evening, sir. Good evening, ma'am.
Child, how are you, beta?
I'm good, sir. How are you, sir?
Okay, good evening, Deepika. And let's share with the world whatsoever you want to tell, beta. Whatsoever you want to share with the entire world. Because I want to see, you're so intelligent. I want to learn from all of you. Yes, come on.
So, since my fellow mates have already spoken about water conservation, I thought, why not do I start with women empowerment?
Wow, that's great.
So, since everyone knows what's women empowerment, but women has suffered a lot through these years and I were treated. And as I have involved and realized their power, it began a revolution for women empowerment. Women from all over the world have been rebellious to reach the status they have today. While in the Western countries are still making progress, we here in India still talking about women empowerment, where we are still talking how we are supposed to be women empowerment, where they are already women empowered. The day when we stop talking about women empowerment is the day when we are really empowered, according to me. There are various ways for empowering a woman. Both individual and the government should come together to make it happen. Education for girls must be made compulsory so that every woman makes a life for themselves. Women must be given equal opportunity in every field, irrespective of gender. I would conclude saying that women empowerment is the key strengthening for their particular participation in decision making, which is very important in social economic development. I want every girl to know that her voice can change the world. Thank you. Thank you for the
I,
opportunity
I
given to
want,
me.
I want every girl to know that your voice can change the world. Wow, that's very powerful statement. Great child, great. God bless you. Yes. And now let me go to Chinmay. Chinmay, good evening. Good evening, child.
Good evening, sir. How are you?
Oh, your audio. So what you have to do is you have to switch off your video so the strength will come to your audio. You can utilize your no video. You have to switch off. Video you have to switch off. Then the strength will come to audio, and your voice will not break. Your voice will not.
Sir, can you hear me now?
Yes, it's better now. It's better now. Please go ahead. Please go ahead.
So I think I'd like to. Can I speak on?
Yes, please.
Can I speak on women empowerment?
Please go ahead, child. Please go ahead.
Okay.
Please go ahead.
Okay, sir. So going by the book definition, we've always known empowerment as a process that creates power in individuals over their own lives. And women empowerment specifically means it is a very sought after term today. So, you know, it has got a lot of essences over the years. And empowerment for women today means letting women to be free and to make life altering decisions on their own without having to worry about oppression. And this is actually supposed to be very basic in my opinion, because I strongly believe that every individual, women or not, is entitled to live by their own will and with their own rules. But I think the reason why we are all striving to see women empowerment flourish is because of the stereotypes and prejudices that were imbibed in our society since times immemorial, when there were times in our olden days wherein it was established that men were breadwinners and women had to just cater to household needs. So I think major reasons that hinder women from getting their rights is gender inequality and cultural norms and taboos that are still prevalent in the society. So I think one of the best ways to tackle this is through education. As ma'am said, education is a very powerful tool. It builds a person, it develops their foundation, it lets a person delve into themselves and find out their purpose. And I think education is very strong and it's a birthright. So that should be the number one priority for women to go shoulder to shoulder with men. And internet is a blessing. Internet is a blessing in disguise in today's world. Now, the online activism for women, they can voice their opinions. They can, you know, talk about their thoughts without any fear or oppression. And of course, initiatives like She Should Run or the Malala Fund have been initiated. But I think the most basic ways are just to create safe environments for women and to realize how basic it is for them also to live by their own will. So I think the best way forward is to uphold, to educate, and to nurture women, because they perform very sacred duties like bearing a child, or you know, giving life, basically just continuing human race. And I think it is very rightfully said that when you educate a man, you educate a man, but when you educate a woman, you educate an entire generation. Thank you.
Ah, that's great. So good. Chinmay, I want to learn from you, because every day I hold so many programs, so many webinars. What trick you did, child? Initially, your voice was breaking, and then you took out the plug from your ear and you put next to your mouth. What exactly? Give me that technique, my child. Come on, give me that art. What exactly you did? What exactly you did?
Sir, I switched from Wi-Fi to mobile data, so it worked better.
Ah, you switched off. Say louder so that some other children can also understand. So you switched off.
I switched off the Wi-Fi and switched to mobile data. It was faster right now.
Great. Because see, within fraction of seconds, that is called women intelligence, women empowerment, and that's called, these children, we have to learn so much from them.
Definitely.
Now I'm going to use this technique next time when my bandwidth is not working over here.
Yes, so it's become pretty basic, you know, taking all the online classes in consideration. I think we've learned a few tricks for ourselves.
Great, great, great. My grandchildren, they always keep saying, Ki, Nanu, you are 70-year-old, but you always behave like 20-year-old boy. I said, yes, I want to remain that way only. because
It is.
you all are very fortunate. Those are young now, because these present millennials, I've got so much of respect. I've got so much of love. I've got so much for all of you. I wish to bless all of you. You're wonderful kids. You're doing wonders. If India will rise, if India will become Vishwaguru, it will become only because of you and all of you. Because it's the younger generation. We are so proud of them, each one of you. When I heard Hannah, she gave me an impression like she has got 60 years experience of so many things, and she had been looking after the lawns and everything. And when Deepika talked, she talked all the way different. When Shraddha mentioned, she gave me so much of it. And same goes for the Rashmi and others also. I'm proud of all of you. So God bless all of you. Thanks for joining. Wonderful days ahead. I want all of you should do very well in life. I want to see each one of you at a good positions, good places, doing extremely well in life, rising like a star. And there's something very nice saying, shoot for the moon. Even if you don't get, at least you will land up in the stars. There is something like that. So now let me get the celebrity of the evening back over here, Dr. Chaubey ji. अभी आपने बच्चों को सुना. See how dynamic they are, how creative they are, and how knowledgeable they are, and how technically taco savvy they are. There's so much to pick up from these kids. मैं तो इनसे रोज कुछ सीखता रहता हूँ. मैं बच्चों को सपोर्ट करता हूँ. मैं टीचर्स को सपोर्ट नहीं करता हूँ. मैं बच्चों के साथ ही बैठता हूँ, टीचर्स के साथ नहीं बैठता हूँ. और मैं सब टीचर्स को ये बोलता हूँ कि ये जो बच्चे हैं, इन बच्चों से कुछ सीख लें हम, because these kids know so much about social part of it. It's so wonderful. So ma'am, what would you like to tell finally? Because today we talked about education, we talked about women empowerment, we talked about higher education. You gave so much of valuable inputs, and you heard these Panch Pandavis also together, Panch Pandav thi, Panch Pandavis hain. They gave such a nice views and such a wonderful views. I'm saying it was enriching to my ears, to my soul, to my spirit to learn from them. So ma'am, final word from your side before we close today's session.
Thank you, Gulshan sir. I was listening to all five of you, Shraddha, Swastika, Ahana, Rashmi, Deepika, Chinmay, and what I feel that you all are child prodigies. My God, what observation. I'm really thrilled how you guys have prepared such wonderful speech. I'm really mesmerized. I can't believe my ears. This generation, God, Dr. Gulshan, it's like unbelievable. Really unbelievable. God bless you guys. बहुत अच्छे. और मुझे तो लगता है कि you should come. I think their voices should go to the parliament. I think इनके पास इतने अच्छे ideas है. That should go to the government. You should all compile the ideas in a book form, sir, from your institution.
Yeah, आस्ता मैं बोलता ना, मैं अकेला ही चला था जानबे मंजिल. लोग आते गए और कारवां बनता गया.
Right,
now,
right.
5 girls, 6 girls coming every day. One day we'll have a pool of 6 lakh girls. And then we all will walk to the parliament together. Don't worry.
I admire the vision of ICSI, how tirelessly you must have worked, and I really appreciate your vision, sir. और जब women empowerment की बात आती है तो इस तरह की बच्चियां हमारे देश में अब empowerment की जरूरत कहाँ है? They already are empowered, I think. Everybody is empowered. I salute their parenting. I salute their parents जिन्होंने इतनी अच्छी parenting दी है इन बच्चियों को. Hats off to your parents, and please keep on doing the good work you are doing. Keep on learning, and there's nothing like पढ़ने की कोई उम्र नहीं है. There's the concept of lifelong learning. पढ़ते रहो, and you will learn so many good things. और ये webinar सर का इतना बढ़िया platform है. This is an awesome platform. You're learning so many things. You're learning scholars from different parts of the world. ये तो please you continue and be a part of this platform lifelong. जब तक ये platform है और ये हम लोग ये एक बहुत बड़ा initiative है, आगे आप ये platform चलाओगे. You, Dr. Gulshan, we should hand over to them after 20-30 years, I think.
Yes,
these girls.
They have to take the reins ahead. We want to see all of them doing extremely well in life. Thank you very much
Definitely.
for joining this evening, ma'am. Thanks for
Thank
coming.
you. Thank
It
you,
was a
sir.
pleasure to have you with us. मैं तो फौजी हूँ because I was major in the army, and from
Okay.
the army to the Ministry of Tourism, Government of India. It was a privilege to set up India's first institute for tourism. It was a privilege to design India's first MBA tourism. It was a privilege to set up for army the Hotel Management Institute in Bangalore. So I mean to say, there's so much to learn, and today also I want to learn from each one. वो देखो चिन्मयी मेरे को सिखा गई आज एक नई चीज. I have learned from her today something new. So I'm going to utilize that way. How to plug it, take it out from here and utilize it the best possible way. Thank you. God bless all of you. Thank you, Dr. Chaubey ma'am. Thanks
Thank you,
for
sir.
coming this evening, and God bless all of us. With these words, signing off, and all the people world over, wherever you are, those are watching this particular program, because ours is a global webinar and ours is a non-resident Indians platform world over. So have a wonderful day, have a wonderful afternoon, have a wonderful evening, and those are sleeping, let them sleep. Good night. Bye-bye.
Good night, sir.